What did I tell you? Week 13, after Miami, rock bottom hit. The Eagles were embarrassed in South Beach. All Eagles fans down there in Miami, they had to travel back home in disgust. But it didn't matter to me. What did I tell you guys? The Eagles were going to win the NFC East. They were going to win the NFC East. There were a couple reasons for it. You know why? Resilience. There is no team more resilient than the Philadelphia Eagles. Heart. There is no team that displays more heart than the Philadelphia Eagles. All the injuries, everything that's gone on, doesn't matter. Third reason. The Dallas Cowboys still stink. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fedku. I told you guys in 2017, week 6, that they were going to win the Super Bowl. I told you week 13 in Miami, they were going to win the NFC East. And here we are today. I'm gloating. I'm going to be unbearable. I don't care. Carson Wentz, you are elite.
Everybody nowhere. Can't think back here. Who's the NFC East champions? Not them stinking Cowboys, but them Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz is elite. You said it. To do what he's done over the last month has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now we go to the playoffs. We host a playoff game. And to me, we're playing with house money. We are playing with house money. Anything is possible. This was one hell of a win today, man. One hell of a win.
I'm seeing a question from Sean Fitzpatrick, which just cracked me up. Can we field a roster for next week? We'll talk about next week in about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, they just won the NFC East. I'm going to think about that for now. Yes, I am on cloud nine. I am proud of this team. This is unbelievable what this team did and what this team accomplished. What Carson Wentz accomplished. 2 game-winning drives. Beating Dallas. Doing it again today. So I don't know if any of you guys are wrestling fans out there. I don't know if you guys are any wrestling fans, but it was said back in the day that Ric Flair could have a 5-star match with a broomstick. Carson Wentz turned shit into gold. He turned trash into 1,000-yard receivers. It doesn't matter who's in there. It doesn't matter. Just like The Rock said, it doesn't matter.
No, they just keep getting hurt. They keep getting hurt. It's like seriously like musical chairs. It's like, oh, Ertz is out this week. Then you start the game. Miles Sanders goes out. Greg Ward Jr. goes out. Avonte Maddox goes out. Brandon Brooks goes out. They just keep going down. They just keep going down. They keep going out. And he just keeps going down the field. He just keeps going down the field, putting up points, making plays. I mean, that pass to Goddard on the sideline, great catch, great pass. It's unbelievable to me what this guy's done. 4,000 yards passing, 0 receivers over 500 yards, first time in NFL history. Carson Wentz basically ended the Foles in society. He burnt that church down today.
It's over. No more. Over. No more of that. No more. We don't have to talk about it anymore.
No more. It's
Carson
over.
Wentz is clutch. He has shown it. He has put this team on his back. I mean, it was Deontay Burnett out there making plays down the field. Robert Davis making plays. Unfortunately, it was a holding penalty. But Dallas Goedert steps up today, makes the play on the sideline like you talked about. Boston Scott does it again. Oh, yeah. I got more than a feeling, baby. Boston does it again. What did he do? 4 for 88 in the
I know he had 3 touchdowns.
He had a trio. He had 3 of them. 19 for 54, 3 touchdowns. So he didn't really actually average a lot of yards per carry. It was tough sledding out there. But they continued to run the ball. They ran it 31 times. Boston's got 4 for 84 in the passing game. There you go. So we had that, was it a swing pass or a screen pass where he took it all inside the 5?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Josh Perkins catches the touchdown. Carson Wentz.
That was a great pass.
Josh Perkins into an all-pro.
Did you see that pass? Go back. Oh, my God.
That was not a dime. Trent Dilfer, that's not going to be a Dilfer dime. That is a Fedku quarter. That's what that is.
Fedku quarter. That's right. It's exactly what it was.
Exactly what
Wow.
That throw
was unbelievable.
So I'm going to tell you my thought process and logic behind why I thought they had a chance. I kind of talked about it a little bit before, but they lost to Miami. A loss like that sometimes makes you really reflect in the mirror, and it makes you change. right? If they won that game in Miami, honestly, they wouldn't win the NFC East. They wouldn't have won the NFC East. They wouldn't have changed. They would have kept going about their business the way that they were going. They would not have cut Matt Collins. Would not have cut some of the guys that they cut. They wouldn't have made the changes that they made, implementing Boston Scott into the lineup. Greg Ward comes up. Robert Davis comes up. All these guys. Doug Peterson was the reason for this. Doug Peterson, this coaching job last month.
Yeah. Oh, no, without question.
Game ball.
Without question.
And I trusted in the fact, I was like, all right, look, this Miami game happened. He's smart enough with the chess pieces that he has to find a way to beat the Giants twice, to beat the Redskins, and to beat the Cowboys because Dallas still stinks.
They do. They stink. Look, I knew it wasn't over, but I thought it was all going to come down to that Dallas game. I thought that was going to be the big thing. Obviously, we had to win the Giants game too, but I thought whoever won that game would win the division. And of course, it turned out to be correct. Doug's done a great job, and you make a good point because Matt Collins was horrendous, and why he was starting. Carson wouldn't even look his way, and to see some of the changes. And just the way that this whole team carries themselves ever since Alshon, Nelson Aguilar, Matt Collins, all these guys are not on the field. Carson looks different. They look like they respect him. They play hard for him, and they made the right changes at the right time because I don't think with that, if Nelson Aguilar and Alshon were still in the field and Matt Collins, I agree. I don't think we win the division. I don't think there's a chance in hell.
Yeah. So,
and I gotta say this: I don't want Nelson Aguilar back. He can stay hurt. Don't bring him back because he wants to play because it's the playoffs and it's a contract situation where he can show off. I don't want him on the field. He stinks.
I'll tell you what, though, they need him.
I don't care. I'll take my chances. I don't want his ass.
They need him. They need you out there. They need me out there. They need Sean Fitzpatrick out there lining up a tight end.
I don't want him. I don't want his ass. I can't stand him.
Oh man. All right. So let's talk about this game now. Now that it happened, and this is something we talked about pre-show. It's something that I definitely noticed. So they seem to be really kind of conservative early on. That's kind of like what they've been doing the last 3-4 weeks or whatever.
Right.
Kicking and dunking their way down the field, not really taking the intermediate shots, the deep shots.
Right.
But it really wasn't working today. It was tough sledding for the running backs. Miles Sanders broke off that one run, but besides that, it was tough, and obviously he got hurt as well. Brandon Brooks goes down and all that. But the change that was made, they seem to take more shots down the field. And I know that Burnett caught that one, and you had the play that was designed for Robert Davis. I don't know if it was designed for him, but it was thrown to him, and it was a deep shot down the field off the play action. Yeah. And so it definitely looked like they tried to hit more stuff in their intermediate routes.
Yeah. Well, and it was something I was talking about in my live stream, and I've been talking about it for weeks now. But, after a while, you can only do so many end arounds, so many screen passes, so many of the same type things that defenses start to sniff it out. And I feel that if you look at some of these defenses, they almost dare the Eagles to throw vertical, to go downfield sometimes. And for whatever reason, the Eagles didn't, but they decided late that they were going to try a couple shots. And Robert Davis, they hit on it. Burnett, they hit on it. And my hope going forward is maybe they say, hey, you know what? Maybe we can do that a little more now with these guys because they can do it. They can actually run and track a deep ball. But I thought it was big that they did that. They don't do it enough, and there's not a lot of tape of them even doing it. So I think it'll be open there even next week.
I'm looking here. I'm looking at the play-by-play right now just to kind of look at this what we're talking about. So because it seemed like after it was like 10-10, they seemed to do this. So you had a pass here. Okay, that was the third and 8 part to Dallas Goedert. Actually, there's still a lot of short stuff. But okay, here's the play to Robert Davis. That was for 39 yards. That was unfortunately called back to Vaikai's holding penalty.
Bullshit call.
You had a pass deep down the middle to Joshua Perkins that was incomplete. You went deep to Deontay Burnett, and on this drive, it seemed like they went deep like 3 or 4 times. Most times they went deep over the last like 3 weeks.
Oh, I know, and it was sitting there and open, and they hit on it too. That was the nice thing. It was good to see.
Yeah, and they had to do something because nothing was really working, and the Giants just tied the game, and they went right down the field on that first.
The Giants were reading a lot of those screens, and they were reading a lot of those end around. I mean, they were sniffing it out. So I almost felt like you had to start taking some shots at some point. And say, okay, one of these guys has to make a play downfield for us, and they did, and it was huge. And the Burnett one came after the holding call, so it was like 1st and 20, wasn't it? 2nd and 20, something like that, and they hit on it. It was huge, definitely.
Let's talk about this defense now. So this defense coming in, I challenged the boys a little bit during the week. I kept bringing up the stat. I know they're watching my videos. They're obviously watching. Of course. They always watch my videos. Of course.
Especially Fletcher Cox.
Yes, absolutely.
He's got that on loop.
Yeah.
He's got somebody's wife's there. He's got it on loop.
Deep penetration. Awesome. On and off the field, baby. Well, let's talk about this defense. So I talked about the splits. 29 points per game allowed on the road, as opposed to 16 and I think it's 7-5 at home. So obviously, much better defense at home. But the other thing is, they normally don't get the deep penetration on the road. 25 sacks, 14 sacks on the road. So obviously, 25-14, that's an 11 sack difference. Four today. 4. Like the 4 horsemen. 4. Deep penetration. They couldn't handle the stunts. Brandon Graham was coming around. You want to talk about looping and being on a loop. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
On a loop.
Definitely. Like the way I saw the defense was, I honestly, like early on, like I thought Daniel Jones missed a couple big wide open passes downfield where it could have been touchdowns.
Yeah.
He just missed on those passes. They were wide open. They came out of the half. I thought the defense looked horrible. We go and we score a touchdown to make it 17-10, and they go like the very next play they run it to Barkley, who breaks one for a touchdown, and then they go to the sideline. It looked like Jim Schwartz was chewing them out, and at that point they woke up and they just shut Giants down. That was it. That was all she wrote. I give the defense a lot of credit because I think that Barkley touchdown really woke them up, man. And after that, it was over.
So that one play where they went through the middle, and that's something that Daniel Jones has been struggling with this season. Sometimes, with Carson, he's struggled with it as well, but he's really cleaned up on it the last month again with the fumbles. But going right through the middle, deep penetration, but not deep enough. He didn't get it all the way in. He didn't get it all the way in. He got it down to the 1, but he didn't get all the way in this time.
No, he didn't get all the way in. He didn't finish the job.
Right. No. He didn't finish the job. So actually, was it really deep penetration? It was like
midway. It was like midway.
It was halfway there, like Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Halfway there.
like halfway there, like Bon Jovi. That's right.
Yeah.
But Boston Scott finished the job.
Yes, he did. He did finish.
Scott finished the job.
That's called a tag team effort.
That's it. And it was like effort. After that point, dude, I really that defense stiffened up, and that was
stiffened up indeed. Deep penetration.
So yeah, I mean, I got to give defense credit for getting it together because I mean, in the past we've seen it where the Eagles go they go 10 plays, 7-minute drives, 8-minute drives, get a touchdown, then 2-3 plays the other team scores, and after that Barkley touchdown, they woke up. They woke the hell up. We went and got a 3-point lead, and then that was it. They had the big turnover. So I give the defense a lot of credit. I give Schwartz a lot of credit. And they toughed it out, man.
It was unbelievable. Great defensive effort. Timmy Jernigan made his presence felt.
He did.
Swimming around.
Derek Barnett, too, man. I thought Derek Barnett played really good.
Woo! Slick on the swing. Woo! Go!
Derek Barnett was good. I thought he was good.
He was looking around.
Brandon Graham got hurt and came back in. He was in the blue tent also. Everybody, I mean, they had a line in the blue tent.
Cravon LeBlanc.
Was had a great
So
game.
so that's now a second cornerback this season. Jalen Mills comes back from the injured reserve. He immediately gets plugged in. He was great, and so was Trayvon LeBlanc. That's I don't know how many pass breakups he had, like 69 of them.
Yeah, he was
Fine.
great.
Let's go with 69. 69 pass
Yeah.
breakups for Trayvon LeBlanc.
69 is fine. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
69, deep penetration, tag team.
Penetration.
I got you.
69
I got
pass
you where your mind
breakups.
is. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
I know what's on your mind.
a stiff and hard run
That's
defense.
right.
Stiff.
Right.
Hard to run against.
Yeah. Keep talking.
I'm pumped. I'm going to be unbearable all week. Unbearable.
It should be.
I called it. I was right. I had haters. They came after me. That's okay. When are you going to learn?
Right.
I'm going to be unbearable. I'm unbearable.
What's great was that, all week I heard the Eagles are going to lose this game. Eagles are going to lose this game. Then during the game, it's Eagles are going to lose this game. Eagles lose this game. Then all of a sudden it's, you're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. You're going to lose. Whatever. Who cares?
Don't you guys get it? Don't you guys get it? Whenever you say they're going to lose the game, they're going to win the game. Whenever it's week 15, week 16, week 17, playoffs, doesn't matter. Oh, they got no chance. They're not going to win the game. Oh, yeah? Well, guess what? They won the NFC East.
And you know what? Next week, they're playing at home. They get a home playoff game where we know the defense plays better. Yep. Maybe we get lucky. Miles Sanders isn't that hurt. He comes back. Maybe Lane Johnson can play. Nelson Aguilar, keep him the hell out. And we're good to go.
All right, so okay, we can talk playoffs now. So we kind of talked about the game. We'll talk playoffs now. And here's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is going to sound crazy, by the way. This is going to sound crazy, but there is actually a window that might open up. There is a window of possibility. Okay,
yeah. So
we want Seattle to win tonight.
Yes,
we want Seattle to win tonight. If they have to win, it's imperative. Or no, wait. We want San Francisco to win. I'm sorry.
We want San Fran to win.
We want to play Seattle. That's yes. Where I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
So we want to play Seattle next week at home. You want to play them at home. You don't want them to be the 1 seed. I mean, whoever it is, San Francisco, Seattle is the team you want to play because of the injuries. Okay, so they are a team that likes to run the football, and they've just lost everybody. They're down to Skittles.
Right.
They're down to Skittles. Yeah. And Marshawn Lynch is topping in at 369 on the scales.
Right.
So he's going to be running through no holes.
Right. Yeah, you want Seattle because the line of thinking is this. The Eagles can win at home in the playoffs. I think they could beat San Fran or Seattle.
They can beat anybody at home.
They can beat them at home. Now, if Seattle is the division winner, that means the Eagles would have to play. I'm not sure how the top 2 seedings work right now. I know Green Bay, I think, gets one of the bye weeks. Seattle, I don't know if they would get the 2 or whatever. But, basically, if Seattle wins, they're the division winners. You would have to go in the second round. You would have to play Seattle, Green Bay, or New Orleans.
Yes, you play Green Bay as the 1 seed.
I think all those
wins, Green Bay's the 1 seed.
Right, so you'd have to go to Green Bay. And if San Francisco wins, they're the 1 seed. I think the Eagles could beat Seattle at home. Then you go play San Francisco, a team that has not been in the playoffs together. It's their first rodeo with a veteran team coming in that has playoff experience. That is the makings of an upset. The Eagles could win in San Francisco round 2.
It's not out of the realm.
No,
it's not crazy.
Deshaun back. No.
Yes, they're going to have Deshaun back. And here's the thing. San Francisco struggles against the run. You can run against them as long as you get the ball out quick because their heat is ridiculous. Now, they'll probably go down to San Francisco and lose, but we're just saying they have a chance against San Francisco.
They have a better chance
against Seattle. They have chances against these teams. It's not like they're going to get routed by these teams. There is a realm of possibility that they could go because if they had to play New Orleans, forget about it. They wouldn't go to New Orleans.
It's over.
No, they wouldn't go to Seattle. No. Green Bay, there's another possibility that because look, so let's say something crazy happens. It's Seattle, San Francisco. You win those 2 games. You go down to Green Bay. You already played them this season and you beat them.
You beat them. No.
You beat them. And they're not the best 2 seed in the world.
Right. No, they're beatable. I agree. I think New Orleans and Seattle in those stadiums would be impossible. I think be next to impossible. I think San Francisco, like I think there's a way forward that if the Eagles got, let's say, Seattle and then San Francisco, that they could get to the NFC Championship game, and then we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
I think that's the best route.
I mean,
think,
we got to see how this team looks next week with all the injuries, obviously.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
wow.
I don't think Brooks is going to be available.
No, I don't know if any of these guys are really going to be available. The big thing is once the divisional playoffs come around, you get Deshaun Jackson back. That is the holy shit.
That's huge. That's huge.
It's humongous.
It's huge. It changes everything. And if you get him back, and let's say Miles Sanders is playing, you got Lane Johnson back, and you get a few breaks and you get some of these guys back, this could be a scary, dangerous team. This scary, dangerous team.
This Seattle game is going to be like they're going to hang around in this game. This might be a game where they hang around. It's like 13-7 in the fourth quarter. You ask Carson Wentz to go lead them down the field on a 2-minute drive, and they go score the touchdown. They beat Seattle.
Right.
That's like the possibility here of how you can beat Seattle. Defense falls out at home. It's not a good offensive line. You continue to pressure the quarterback. They do struggle against, the scrambling type of quarterbacks, but they don't have a running game. They like to run the ball a lot, and you can pressure Russell Wilson. So you have a chance against Seattle. We already saw them play Seattle, and they only put up 17 points against this team.
Right. If you played San Francisco at home, I think you would have a chance. The problem I think you're going to have is that the following week, I don't know if you could beat any of those teams on the road. That's my issue. If you could.
The reason why I think they have, again, is like Seattle's or New Orleans is the 3 seed potentially.
Yeah. Right.
I think they're already locked in, right?
I think that they're the 3 seed. I'm not sure how. I think they may be locked in at the 3. I think they needed the Seattle, and didn't they need Seattle and Green Bay to lose in order to be a 2 or something like that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly all the scenarios, but
the crazy thing is, I don't think the NFL right now is like great as a whole, which is why anything is possible. And I don't. It's like the chances of them doing anything is slim, obviously, but there's a chance against these teams because, again, the NFL is not that great, and if Carson Wentz continues to play like this, and the defense continues to play like this, and you give them a chance in the fourth quarter to make plays happen, that's all you can ask for.
I know. It's all you could ask for, and it could be something. I mean, the one thing with the Eagles is we know with no weapons, that they hang around, they fight, they stay alive, they somehow find a way to be in these games. So I think they'll be in the games. Now, if you can start adding some pieces back, a guy like Deshaun Jackson, get Lane Johnson back, Miles Sanders back, you start adding those pieces, that they could become scary, dude. They could become legitimately scary in the playoffs. Like, you don't want to play this team right now.
You don't want to play this team.
No.
You don't want to play them. You don't want to. This is exactly how I envisioned this team heading into the playoffs, looking like this. In week 13, I saw it. It happened in my head. I'm a psychic.
You're psychic. No doubt about it. Somebody said I need to wear my Santa hat. I will have the Santa hat.
Bubba, look, Bubba. Here's the thing about the NFL. Okay, here's the thing about the NFL. It's how you're playing more so than like what you have out there. The Eagles were a lot healthier earlier in the season, obviously, but this is the best they've looked all year, despite who they have out there. Carson Wentz is making it happen. He's playing the best football of his career, and the defense is playing the best football of the season. So, despite all the injuries, despite what's actually going on out there, what I'm actually seeing is so much better than I saw in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So it's like I'm seeing what I'm about. Like, they scored 34 points today with trash cans. Trash cans
with nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, they even lost Miles Sanders today. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Look, this team can win a home playoff game. That is not impossible. I don't think anybody should think that's impossible. I think they can. Now the question is what's that?
It's funny because people are telling it's okay. Look, I'm not realistic. That's fine. You guys told me I was crazy in week 13 too. I'm used to this shit. You told me I was crazy in week 6 in 2017.
We didn't say we're winning the Super Bowl.
No,
We're just talking.
we just said we have a chance.
Oh, look,
We have
all
a
I'm
chance
saying
against Seattle. We'll see how they look against Seattle. Okay?
Seattle, you have a chance.
They have just as many injuries as us.
Everybody should know that they have a chance at home at a playoff game. To think that they don't have a chance at home to win a playoff game is crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. The question is who do you want to play the following week if you win that home game? Where do you want to play? I want to play San Francisco in San Francisco.
Yes.
I think that's the best I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm saying that's the best chance we have.
You have a chance against San Francisco because they run the ball a lot. They like to run the ball a lot. Second most running attempts in the league. And you play the run really well. Jimmy Garoppolo, first playoff game. He could get that offensive line. You can get after him a little bit,
right?
And you can run the ball against. Right. I don't know how Jordan Howard would look by that point. I don't know if Miles Sanders would be back at that point. But that would be a run-heavy game where you pound the rock and you hope it's a low-scoring game. And again, you just hope it's like 13-10 something in the fourth quarter, and Carson has to go lead him in.
And imagine if all of a sudden you bring Deshaun Jackson back, and he's playing. Now you have the opportunity to take some shots. There's no tape on it. They're going to have to go back to week 1 to watch tape on Deshaun Jackson with the Eagles and how they use him. I mean, I think that they're scary. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to win. I'm just saying that's the best shot. That's the best route forward.
Yes. Ryan J commenting, those guys are not trash cans. They are hungry, playing better than the starters were. I agree. But if you heard me earlier in the video, I was trying to make a point. All right, Carson Wentz can turn shit into gold. That's the point. He turned the trash cans into gold. That's what he did.
You're thinking that these guys are great. They are playing.
I've talked about this at length, so I don't know if you've watched me before. Like, Greg Ward is playing better than a lot of the guys they've had. J.J. is playing better than J.J. He's looked better than Nelson Aguilar this season. He's looked better than who else went down. I mean, like all these guys. He was better than Jordan Matthews. He was better than Matt Collins. So, you know, they deserve these opportunities, and they've relished in these opportunities. They've capitalized on these opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. They deserve a lot of credit, and also Carson has elevated them. But the point
I was trying to make, Dak Prescott would not turn Greg Ward into a household name.
No. I think anybody who doesn't think that Carson has a big impact on why these guys are playing good is not being fair to Carson. These guys aren't just some talent that was everybody in the world has missed out on. They work hard, they play hard to take advantage of opportunities, but the quarterback has elevated them into a position to have the opportunities to make those plays and things like that.
He has elevated them. That's the point I was trying to make.
Without question.
Just follow what I'm saying. Just got to follow what I'm saying. Who turned Sidney Jones into gold? I did. Me.
Sidney Jones, nice interception today. He got burnt on one play, but they missed on the pass. Hit him right in the back. It was a bad pass. Too bad Sidney Jones or none of these corners never turn around because they could have like 15 interceptions.
Yeah. So that's good. So we talked it out. Ryan and I talked it out. He's in agreement with me. Sometimes you just got to talk things out and everything's okay. So I was just, kind of making an analogy. Yeah. Obviously, these guys are not trash cans. I love Greg Ward.
No, they're not.
I love Robert Davis. I love Robert Davis. In fact, I remember Robert Davis from the Combine in 2017.
I like Robert Davis. I thought that he took advantage of his opportunity. I would like to get him more opportunities downfield, to be honest with you. I mean, dude, look, they just pulled this kid off. What's the kid's name they pulled off? I can't. The receiver, Burnett, right? Dante Burnett. They pulled him off the street, and look what he did. I mean, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Are you telling me that Kirk Cousins would make anything out of these guys? No, nobody.
No.
Although I think Greg Ward is actually legitimately good.
Oh, I think Greg Ward's your starting slot receiver next year. Like I'd stick him right in the slot next year. I'd pencil him as my starter, bring in competition for him, but then I'd really focus on that outside. But I like Greg Ward Jr.
I'm doing it for Alcom N1. Deep. penetration.
There you go.
There it is.
It's beautiful.
There it is. Someone's asking for the playoffs. What do we want for the cornerback combo? Rasul Douglas.
I gotta say,
we want Rasul Douglas and Jalen Mills.
I want Russell Douglas benched.
You don't like Rasul Douglas? Okay.
Look, he's too. He's a safety. He is not a corner. He gets killed on speed. Wide receivers kill.
Yeah. They do. I think he battles for the football. Like
he does. He's a fighter, and that's why I think he'd be a good safety. But did you see how many times they were picking on him today?
No,
they just overthrew. They were open. He overthrew.
So who would you go? Would you go with Maddox then, Alex? I guess you could go Mills, Maddox, and then LeBlanc and slot.
I would go Maddox, or I'd go. I like Craven LeBlanc in the slot. I would go Maddox on the outside, or I'd let Sidney Jones get some more reps. To be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, I like Rasul fights. I like that. I like how he plays against big physical receivers, but I don't like the way speed wide receivers. They were literally picking on him today.
Yeah, maybe it's a matchup thing because like next week it's going to be DK Metcalf. He's more physical, but he's kind of fast. So maybe
I think he could do that. I think against DK Metcalf, I might give him a chance. He may do okay.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely Mills is definitely the one starter, and whoever on the other side. I wish it was Darby. I mean, I know there are people who don't like Darby, but like he's still like he's fine. You know,
I hate Darby, but I understand
he's still like the best one of the bunch. You know, that's just what it is. The situation here, and I agree. Yeah, Douglas does need help over the top. So, okay.
I mean, can you believe we were out without? I mean, dude, I just keep going back to how many guys were out. Right tackle, right guard, running back. Number one receiver, 2 receiver, 3 receiver, 4 receiver, your tight end, both starting corners. I mean, it's absurd. Linebacker is gone. I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
They continue to just defy the odds. They continue to be resilient. They just find ways to win in the most important times of the season. This is what they do.
That's what they do, and I think
we really shouldn't have been surprised by this.
No, not surprised that they're resilient and they keep fighting. What surprises me is that once again we go into this game and you're thinking, well, Miles Sanders has emerged as a legitimate game breaker. He's a threat. He gets hurt. He goes out of the game. You lose Zach Ertz. He was out of the game beforehand. Then you lose Brooks. It's just like I don't know at what point is like the breaking point with this team where it's like, okay, that's too many guys. You know, it just does. They just keep rolling. They keep going.
Yeah,
so it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah. See, people don't understand the value of Darby. They just look at the touchdowns that he gave up, and that's what they're looking at. So it's a little bit. See, this is the same thing I talked about last year with Jalen Mills when everybody told me I was stupid then. And then look at Jalen Mills now. He's the best cornerback on the team.
He is the best corner. Now let me say this. You're going to have Darby's out for the year, right? He's not coming back. So he's a free agent. I don't think you resign him.
No, I don't think he's going to be resigned, no.
Yeah, I think you got to let him go.
I don't think they will. I mean, unless it's like another 1-year deal. I don't sign him to a lengthy deal. I would do. Yeah. You need to at some point draft and develop more cornerbacks.
Yeah,
they need to do. But
I just don't want to hear Nelson Aguilar say that his knee feels better this week. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want him on the field. I don't want him on the field. I don't care. He stinks. Where has he been for 4 weeks? He's nowhere to be seen, dude. I can't stand him. I don't want him coming and spreading that cancer attitude to these other guys. Keep him off the field.
We got Randy Holtshaver chiming in. He chimed in with a comment. I just looked on offense. Only Kelsey, Sayamalu, and Wentz has been in every game.
That's unbelievable. And Carson made it through 16 games.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, the quarterback has answered a lot of questions this year. A lot of the things people complain about, you cannot say any further about him.
Okay.
He can't win clutch games. He can't elevate the team. The players don't want to play for him. He can't stay healthy. All these things are done. He's never been in the playoffs.
Yep.
All of it is over.
So Jason Green makes the point with Darby. So Darby can't play the deep ball at all. He struggles with the double move.
Does.
So obviously, when the public sees the double move and you get beat deep, that looks really, really bad. And that's the point I made last year with Jalen Mills, and people were saying the same kind of deal. So it always looks worse when you let up, the big play.
What bothers me about Darby, I don't know if you see this too, but when the ball's in the air, it's like he doesn't.
He doesn't have ball skills.
He doesn't know what to do. It's like, dude, just knock it down. Put your and he drops a lot of interceptions, dude.
Yeah. That's been a problem even since college. I'm trying to think, like Douglas is the one that has ball skills. I'm trying to think.
He does.
He had some ball skills.
Douglas has ball skills. Is why he should be a safety.
Yeah, well, today he had that one where it was underthrown. He caught it, and then he had the back turn on the one where actually Daniel Jones should have completed that pass.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe we won the division, baby. I'm so pumped. We won the division. After that Dolphin loss, it was bad.
Someone's asking me if I like sex. Of course I like sex.
No,
why do you think I talk about deep penetration all
You
the
don't
time?
like it at all. He doesn't like
You don't like it?
No, you don't. You're Mr. Spock, right? Me, I got kids all over the place. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Not much of a
matter of fact, we won the division. And baby, guess what?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, baby. So yeah, talk about that game. I will be watching it right after. Actually, I gotta write my recap first. I gotta write the recap and then I'll watch that game. But
I'm gonna when I'm done here, I'm gonna go watch a little of that Seattle game. I'm gonna chill out and then I'm gonna go smoke a stogie tonight and celebrate the NFC East championship. Now, I'm not one of those people. I gotta tell you, you'll never see me buy an NFC East hat, NFC East champion shirt. When I do here, I already got an email from the Eagles advertising NFC East champion shirt. I'm like, I don't think so. Never gonna wear one of those. Sorry.
Oh, me neither. That's not happening because the East is not enough. It's not enough.
If they went to the Super Bowl this year and lost, I'd get a conference championship shirt just because of what they went through. Although it's very, very hard. But yeah.
I'm trying to, so I had a point, and I just, forgot what I was going to talk about. Shit.
So when are we going to play?
They're making fun of me, telling me that FedQ and sex bad combo. Oh yeah. I make pussies purr, sir. That's what I do. Purr.
Meow.
Exactly.
What the hell? You hear that outside?
Yeah. What they do? They meow. They purr.
Meow.
Yep. That's what happens. Panties just drop. I'm done.
That's why I'm his friend.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the game and back to.
We don't know about FedQ and Natalie Eganoff.
What do you know about FedQ and Natalie Eganoff?
I know plenty.
Oh shit! Oh yeah!
I got people in high places.
Wait, you know about the reports? Are the reports true?
I believe that they are.
Natalie Eganoff and I, huh? I'm not confirming any reports.
Yeah, you need to not or deny.
Nope, not happening. All right. Natalie Eganoff and I did not have sex. It didn't happen. Did not happen. Okay. Moving on.
Right.
No, it didn't happen. I'm serious.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Right.
Okay. Back to the game. So something else that we kind of talked about earlier, but I don't think we really got into it further. So 4-15 on third down they were today, which isn't actually what they were the last couple of weeks. So it was 6 of 14 last week, 11 of 16 the week before. Today a little bit, not as great. And I think a lot of that had to do with Zach Ertz being out because he's been the target on third down.
Yeah, I think that it had a big deal, and I also think that I'm gonna be honest. I think Miles Sanders being out.
Oh yeah.
Too. You know, because Sanders, look, he was pretty effective while he played. I thought he made some great great
he almost
runs.
broke that one run.
Yeah.
So the big thing I'm seeing from him is more decisiveness. He had that one cut in the open field, and he almost he made that cut so decisively.
He's an absolute stud.
Earlier in the season, he wouldn't have done that.
No, he's an absolute stud. I mean, that was a hell of a draft pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Miles Sanders. I hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully his ankle ain't too bad.
He needs to be back. Oh my God, he gives this offense so much like that juice in the screen game and.
Can you imagine that juice with Deshaun Jackson out there? I mean, that's scary, dude.
That's why there's some hope here. Is like you just see this defense, you see the way Carson's playing, and
right.
Like, look, the throws that Carson Wentz likes to make are like. He likes to make the out route throws. He likes to make the deep in throws. He likes to throw like the balls that you don't really have to have a lot of trajectory on it. You just slant and you fire the ball. And he's a gunslinger. Obviously some of the balls with more touch he's gotten better at, but he wants to throw the deep outs and the deep ins, stuff along the seams. We see him fire it up high for the tight ends to go up and get. Yeah, I mean that's what Deshaun is: deep in, deep out, go route. And
and
that's his bread and butter stuff. He can obviously run other stuff.
And that's why they worked so well from spring. They clicked because they both do the same thing. They both do what each other does well together.
Yes.
You know
He's gonna run the deep posts. Oh, he's gonna. It's such a huge difference once he comes back.
Just the space he creates to force the defense back. You get a guy like Miles Sanders who's healthy, playing the way he is. If he's healthy, I'm sorry, but you get Deshaun Jackson back, I think everything can change in the playoffs. Yeah. I think they can be scary.
I agree. I mean, like, look, like they have a chance against anybody. We're not saying they can win, but they have a chance. They're the hottest. They are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They have nobody out there, but they're making it work, and this is what they do.
They're not going to just go into some game and get destroyed and blown out and everybody's going to laugh. It's not going to happen. They're going to be in the game. Whether they can win or not, we'll see. But they're going to be in it. Yeah.
All right. I have nothing else left to say. Anything else you want?
No, just wow. I like just the last 4 games, everything that has gone on this year to finish the way they did. I think this is going to go down as one of the most memorable years, just despite everything that's happened, all the injuries, to see Carson kind of find himself. I mean, there's so much talk about him earlier in the year. The guys listen to him. They play hard for him. He is now, once again, the unquestioned franchise quarterback that nobody can even question.
Unquestioned.
And he reestablished that. And I think going forward, regardless of what happens, the future, once again, is bright. Yeah.
I mean, actually, that's something we didn't even get into more enough. Was Carson Wentz? We talked about him, but we didn't talk about why this was so important for him, really. So it's obviously the confidence, but like just all these doubters now, it's like they can't say anything. The guys like Joseph Santo-Quito, who wrote that article last year, when I told him, tranquilo, you need to shut the fuck up. And this is the reason why. So he had that stat where he was like 1 of 8 on the game-winning drives, or whatever the hell it was. But like 6 of them were in his rookie season, so it really wasn't fair to judge him. Right. And everybody took that stat and ran with it because that's what people do. A lot of people, they drink the Kool-Aid. They're morons and not really thinking about it. You really got to look into things in context. Context into things is just huge. And that's why I'm the Eagles insider and I do the things that I do because I look at everything. I look at all the numbers. But Carson Wentz doing it with nothing and coming back in those games, the game-winning drives, doing the things that nobody thought he could do.
Yeah. No, I know.
You're dancing. You're doing double moonwalk.
Philly 500, do a little dance. So
there we go. By the way, shout out to Zay Boogie. Let's give him a shout out here. Yo, Philly, what's the word on our boy Sanders? I guess we haven't really checked up on the latest here.
I haven't heard the latest. I think it was an ankle injury. I don't know. My guess is, and I'm just guessing, because I think he heard it, came back in, and then went back out.
Yeah.
That he's going to be day-to-day.
And then let's see if can I get Coach Chuck's comment up here? Where is it? I'm trying to get Coach Chuck. He gave me a $2.99 donation. Well, shout out to Coach Chuck. I don't think I could go back far enough to go to his
I think Carson. You know, I mean, I think early on in the year, you had the injuries, you had all this stuff going on with you know, and I do think, you know, I do think it affected Carson. I feel like at times maybe, and this is just my perception of it, because there was guys complaining like Alshon and these guys that maybe he walked on eggshells, always trying to keep people happy, do the right thing, not say that something wrong. But, you know, I feel like when they went out, him and Nelson and these guys, and he could just be with these young kids who respected and played hard for him, I think he was able to kind of blossom, dude.
Yeah. I like this comment here because this is a lot of this is true. So where's Joseph Santa-Loser? He hasn't posted since that propaganda article, yet the mainstream media believe that and gave that propaganda article a platform is sickening. The reason why it was given a platform is this. What sells, what's going to get you clicks? So, well, the quarterback is obviously the most important part of the team, and the Eagles had a big, juicy storyline because you had Carson Wentz against Nick Foles. This is what this was a national story. Everybody wanted to talk about it.
Right.
And what sells paper? Stuff like this. So you can make stats say anything if you want. That's the thing about stats. And everybody has access to the same information. But, you know, it's kind of how you display it, how you want to word it, right? Well, he worded it in a way that he wanted to obviously prove his point that Carson Wentz wasn't clutch and wasn't as good as, wasn't as good as Nick Foles. And, he tried to make a journalistic article and he put opinions in. And like he it wasn't an opinion article. It wasn't the article for him to put his opinions. It technically didn't have his opinion in it, but you knew exactly what he was trying to say. Right. And you knew the tone of the article. And it was the stat where he was whatever on in the fourth quarter in the game-winning drives, and it was bullshit because last year I'm telling I saw it last year, Dallas game. Do you remember that? No, he didn't come all the way back because the Cowboys won in overtime, but he led them to 2 fourth quarter drives, and he had that. He had the game against I think the Titans where he had the field goal go ahead the game tying field goal, but they lost in overtime.
Yeah.
So when you lose, stuff gets put on the back burner.
They actually were winning in overtime.
They were winning in overtime. Actually, that's right. No, that's right. And they scored a touchdown. Yeah, actually, did he do the game tying and then the go ahead?
I don't remember if it was game time or not. I just know that we were up.
But, yeah, they were definitely so he had to go ahead in overtime.
And they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
They got a 4th and 15, if you remember.
Yeah,
there was a lot of.
That's right.
Niners just scored a touchdown, by the way. They're up 10-0.
Nice. That's exactly what we want. So it's always a Liz Frank injury with the. Oh, okay. I thought you were actually answering what happened.
Oh, he's talking about Alshon, right?
Yeah, I thought he was talking about Miles Sanders. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Is that what he's?
I thought he was, but I don't think he is. I thought. Okay. All right. Okay, it was 3 of 7. Yeah, I didn't know what the stat was off the top of my head. I didn't remember what it was, but it wasn't even true. I forget what he threw in there. Whatever his stat was, it lacked context because a lot of them happened his rookie season, and it really wasn't fair to judge him like that.
Well, there was a couple games like last year where, like you said, like he did what he had to do, and the team just let him down. There was a one Carolina game where I thought was very fair to criticize him and go after him because he missed Smallwood, if you remember, and that was fair. But then if you even look at this season, right? Let's look at the Atlanta game, week 2. He threw a game-winning touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar, and he dropped it. He dropped it.
I remember that.
Game winner.
Yeah.
Then you had the next week in Detroit. Then you had the Green Bay game where. No, not the Green Bay, the Minnesota game where he hits Alshon down the sideline and Alshon is running and goes out of bounds for whatever reason. I mean, I think he's had some bad luck. And it was only until like the last 4 weeks of the year when guys started actually making plays for him and you see what happened.
So Max Kellerman, unfortunately, is somebody who cannot admit when he is wrong about something.
Oh,
It really sucks that we saw all the things that we had to see from him last week because like the excuses were absolutely abysmal. All right. So he was talking about like some of the stats. He's like, well, Dwayne Haskins had better stats against the Giants than Carson Wentz did, or like whatever the hell he was saying.
I know.
Well, again, you're not looking at it the right way because if you look at Carson Wentz's yards and some of the things, like again, you've got to look at the context of things. The offense isn't really designed for him to throw for 300 yards consistently. It's more like you go from 250 to 275. You kind of want that with the balance with the running game. You want to be slow and methodical. You want to limit the possessions. So you're not exactly, it's with football, man. It's not stats all the time. Fantasy football is completely ruined football for the fans in a lot of ways.
Right.
Because stats really mean nothing. You ask Bill Belichick. He doesn't give a fuck about stats. Stats mean absolutely nothing. Right. It doesn't matter how many yards you throw for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Right. It's about, okay, are you making the right decisions? Are you converting the third downs? Are you scoring in the red zone? That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's done it. He's done it consistently. Max
he's a Giants fan? Well, okay. Well, that makes
he's the worst though because
I don't watch
after that game against Dallas. He's like Carson was the 7th best player or the 7th reason they won. It's are you kidding me?
He's so it's the Colin Cowherd troll method to get people talking, to get the people reacting. I don't know. I guess he's just going to die on this hill. He's dying on the hill. I guess he doesn't want to show humility because that's what's selling the.
Well, do you remember earlier in the year where it was a Detroit game and everybody was showing that the offensive line wasn't blocking for Carson, and it was like, well, they don't like him, they hate him, they don't want to play for him. It's just a bunch of crap, dude.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it now because I got to go and do this article. But this was a lot of fun, like old times. Yeah, like old times. We'll have to figure out a way to do a show next week. I don't know because I'll be at the strip club next week for the post-game show. I'll be making it rain. I don't know if Natalie Eganoff's going to pay me a visit or not. I have no idea. But just a quick shout out before we go. Michael Sachs Jr. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sachs Jr.
Sachs Jr. Okay. Thank you, Eagles, for knocking out the Cowgirls. Who that for life? Really hate the Cowgirls. We still got no respect. Breeze not top 100. That is bullshit. Drew Brees.
That's such bullshit.
Drew Brees is the most underappreciated NFL, not quarterback, but NFL player of all time.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, Drew Brees is special, dude. He's definitely top 100. It's ridiculous.
Yep. So, Codru, appreciate the comments. Absolutely appreciate all that. So, thank you.
Dan Fran up 10-0, baby.
There we go. All right. I'm heading out. I got to write a recap. Let's go. 49ers. They win. If they win, the Eagles going to beat the Seahawks next week.
Seahawks ain't beating us twice in Philly this year.
Not happening. We're out. Peace.